Thank you so much for that. We hear so much doom and gloom headlines out there about artificial intelligence. It was actually kind of refreshing, I think, to hear a little bit of the upside there about setting ourselves free a little bit of some of the mundanity of life. Enjoyed that perspective. We've got a great direct address here today. We're going to be welcoming to the stage Sofiane Delloue, co-founder and CEO of newOS. Going to be talking to us about programmable crypto economics, investing in the era of self-improving artificial intelligence. Please help me welcome Sofiane to the stage.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to tell you that something is happening in the boardroom of tech giants, AI teams, investors. There is a hidden story behind all those mega rounds. There is an acceleration of those mega rounds. We are at an all-time high, mega rounds at more than 100 million for early stage companies. And so we are in this weird place where we don't really know if it's a bull market, if it's a bear market, if we are in AI winter, AI summer. It's all accelerating. It's all becoming part of something bigger that's happening. It took us about 3,000 years to go from step 1 to step 2 of the process. We have 17 steps until we get to the new economy. So what's happening is that we don't start from scratch. We learn from the past. We emerge from the shoulders of the giants. And that propagation is accelerating. So now we are at step 13 in this process, which is goal-oriented agents, building agents that learn from their experience. So we're entering the era of experience, which is leading to the step 15, and everything is about to accelerate. So the era of experience is the topic that everyone talks about right now in AI. It includes people like the vice president of Google DeepMind, the father of reinforcement learning, but also Ivanka Trump. That's a tweet from 4 days ago where she talks about the era of experience. So what is happening here? Why is it so important for AI? 3 years ago, everyone was excited. 2023, everyone was talking about scale is all you need. We are going to AGI, GPT-3, GPT-4, GPT-5, GPT-6. We just need to make bigger and bigger models, and we are going to get to AGI. The story has changed. Instead, we are moving to smaller models, because those small models are meant to learn from their own interaction with each other. So they produce their own data while they are trying to solve your problems. And all those agentic systems are producing their own data. So we are moving from learning from content, which is limited. There is a limited amount of data on the internet, to unlimited scale, where we are learning from experience. And so that experience, there is an infinite amount of tasks that AI agents can produce to learn from. That's the kind of process that beat the world champion in Go. The model was AlphaGo from DeepMind. And the same approach can now be used and applied to things like basically the new generation of models. So reinforcement learning on the experience data of those agents. So agents, they optimize for the reward. So you give them a reward. In the case of Go, it's winning points. And then from that reward, they will try everything they can. And as they try, they will produce their data. And that data is estimated to be 20 to 40 times bigger than the internet of humans, because those agents are going to work all day, all night trying to solve those problems. And so that's the data, the action-based data that will be used, not the people chatting with each other on Reddit. The question is, who owns this experience? Because that experience data can be concentrated or it can be distributed. And so if we look at how it's happening today, when you spend 5 hours in front of your ChatGPT or Gemini or all those interfaces, those 5 hours of your life are being harvested by tech giants. So they own your time. They own your attention, your energy. And so they use that to improve their models. And so now we are entering a tipping point, and that's what's happening now, which is as those models get more capable, it becomes more difficult for open source developers to access that experience data, because when you release a model on Hugging Face, you lose track of what's happening. And so that's where they are creating a moat. They said 3 years ago, we have no moat, neither does OpenAI. But now they are basically building that moat. And that moat is very important. Those mega rounds are about a progression where they are going to produce that network effect at the experience level, the experience of the agents, the experience of the humans with those agents. Those agents will gain more autonomy. They will have longer intent gaps. They will go from 5 seconds to 5 hours, 5 days, 5 months. They will also increase in scope. They will be able to do a more diverse range of actions because of that learning curve that expands. And they will start entering the physical space. It means all that feedback loop of agents getting smarter from their experience is going to be amplified by the access to things like the smart glasses that Zuckerberg wants you to wear, the new device that OpenAI is working on. All those devices, Tesla is the #1 producer of camera in the world. It's the widest surveillance system in the world. All that data that is collected by the Tesla cars, by the glasses, by all those physical objects are going to be used to train robots and improve AI significantly on that experience data. So we are entering the new economy. How does it look like? This new economy, this ultimate goal. We have desires, and those desires are just a function of energy and intelligence. Intelligence will scale. It will also reinforce the cost of energy will get cheaper. And so we are moving to a world where AI is everywhere. It's ambient. It's managing supply chains, transportation, food, information. Everything is running autonomously. And that's the big deal, because do we want that to be owned by 5 companies? It's not just about owning the internet. It's about now they are going after the entire planet. And so we are now at that crossroad where we really have to decide. In this context, we have been working for the past 6 years on newOS. So the idea behind newOS is inspired by the way operating system works on your computer, on your phone. They mediate your relationship with different application developers. They manage the boundaries between what an agent can do, how you interact with it, how the data is flowing. Obviously, we are in a post-application world, because now agents can take over your computer and they can start doing all sorts of things on your computer. So that kind of boundaries have to be designed for that agent era. So newOS looks like your typical LLM provider. You just install a desktop app, or you can go on the web version, you type a prompt, and now you have agents that work together and try to solve your problem. And as they try, that experience data that is generated is accumulated into your account. It stays either locally or encrypted, but you have ownership of that experience data. And that's how we answer that question, because everything is going to be experience data. And so agents, to be trusted, because it's an open permissionless system, they have to accrue a certain reputation, which we call the WATs. So as a human, as an AI, you can gain trust within the network so that your experience is trusted. And the idea here is we are moving from an internet of pages to an internet of experience. Again, that internet of experience, 40 times the size of the current internet. One mental model that's very useful to understand why this approach can win. Back in the day, in the 90s, we had this company called Yahoo. They were hiring a team of human employees to curate the whole internet. So it was a team of 200, 2,000, whatever people. They were sitting at the office, and they were reviewing websites one by one. And then something came. Google. Google didn't have a permission. You didn't need to ask permission to a human to get your website included. You just put your page out there, and it got a score. It got a rank. And so that's what we are doing with the What's. We are giving a score to every agent, every interaction, every signal is being given a weight that can then be used in this permissionless fashion. And so we believe this ecosystem, the open, decentralized AI ecosystem, needs this coordination layer. And so that's why we built newOS. So what does it mean for investment? That was the kind of topic of that talk. So how to invest in a world that's going towards ambient AI, where everything is going to be commodified, accelerated, and increasingly handled by agents. So the Internet of Experience is definitely the theme that everyone should look at, how to invest and participate in economies and businesses that facilitate the decentralization, the exchange of that network effect at the protocol level. So trying to build bridges between all those protocols and allow them to exchange data. In the same way as ERC20 was a great protocol that connected all the smart contracts within the Ethereum ecosystem. Then the intelligence network effect. So how do we create signals that can be shared and produce more network effect between all those participants? Resilience to commodification. That's a rule of thumb. If everything gets cheaper and cheaper, compute gets cheaper, code gets cheaper, what are the things that are not getting cheaper? And looking in this direction. New human skills. So there will be displacement. There will not be replacement. We are just going to be doing things differently. And there are lots of new business models that can be created around how humans can orient the attention of those self-improving systems, because a self-improving system alone would just analyze and try to optimize for everything. So humans are here to say, no, actually, that part matters, that part matters. And then you kind of guide the development of those self-improving systems. So thank you so much, everyone. And if you want to join me, my contact, and you can also try newOS. It's live, newOS.computer. You can scan the QR code. Thank you.